Have you been struggling with your self-doubt, or what I like to call your internal bully? So in this video we're going to be talking about how you can start dealing with that internal bully when it turns up. So I've got 3 tips in terms of how you can start to deal and challenge that internal bully that is bothering you and stopping you from serving and showing up at your best. So my first tip for you when you're dealing with your internal bully is to notice what your bully does. We want to know all the tactics that this bully has in place, because it's not going to get very far. We want to know what this bully is up to and what it's trying to do and why it's trying to do it. Okay, often we know that when we are in threat mode, our body and our mind is trying to keep us safe. And sometimes this is usually the time where you might notice when your internal bully shows up. I want you to comment below if there are specific times when your internal bully kind of shows up. Is it when you are stepping out of your comfort zone, when you're doing a new venture, you're doing something that's new for you? When does it actually show up for you? Because I guess that is going to be a really good and important fact for you to know, so that when you are going into these certain environments or situations, you can be prepared to deal with this little bugger. So really try to understand what the bully does, and regardless of what that internal bully is saying, because often again it's that lots of that negative internal dialogue, like you're not good enough, you're a failure, what's the point, you're not worth it, nobody cares, rubbish. So we do not need to identify with what is coming out of the mouth of that bully. Okay, we don't need to identify with it, we don't need to take it as fact or truth, because this is what it does. This is how it can sometimes end up crippling you and leaving you anxious and in a whole type of feeling a whole type of way. So we don't really want that. So you want to really be aware of how it moves and also not identify with anything that comes along with that. The next thing is really to ignore that bully. If you have been bullied in school in the past, you know that when you actually ignore the bully, they get tired. They get tired of picking on you, saying, hey you, hey you, hey you, hey. Once you ignore it, your bully will get tired and no longer be interested in anything to do with you. So focus on something else, focus on your strengths. And that leads me on to my next tip, which is focusing on filling yourself up. And how do you fill yourself up, you may be asking? You start focusing on things that are meaningful for you, things that are important for you, things that give you confidence, things that you are good at. So what are the feel good things that make you feel good? What are the things that are going to give you energy? What things are going to give you peace and rest? And what things can actually help you to feel confident and at your best. So identify some of those things for yourself and focus on those. And the more and more you focus on filling yourself up and filling up your cup, it's going to be so much easier for you to show up and start serving and providing for those people who are dependent on you. We're all dependent on you in this world. And I always say, before you can serve others, you need to make sure that you are okay, because it is going to flow into somebody else, right? So that's what we're all here for. And I really hope that in this video, something has been able to stand out for you, something has kind of ticked in your brain and said, I'm not getting into this right now. Change what you're doing, change and ignore that internal bully. So I really hope that this video helped you, and I'll see you in the next one.